So if this is the first time visiting our channel and you want to learn everything there is about the Niagara region, where to eat, what to do, and most importantly about its real estate, you're going to want to hit the like, subscribe, and even turn on your notifications so that you can be the first people to hear what's happening in the Niagara region. I'm Scott White, my wife Ellen White, and business partner make up Ellen and Scott. We are local realtors here in the Niagara region. I was born and raised here. My wife just recently moved here, we both recently moved back here, having sold our house in Bradford, downsizing our mortgage, getting a larger house with more property than we had before in Bradford. That could be you too if you're looking at the Niagara region. We absolutely love this area. We love all there is to Niagara. And this channel wants to introduce you to all the 12 different areas, the cities and towns. If you're thinking of moving here, downsizing yourself, or even being a first-time home buyer where housing here is a little more affordable, please give us a call, shoot us a text, even an email, and we'd be happy to help you make an easy transition to the Niagara region. So let's start off our tour downtown here in St. Catharines. It's a typical city. We have large condos, we have homes, we have the vineries that are close around here as well, which you don't get in other parts of Ontario. All the stores, all the little boutiques, some really great little restaurants, some really great cafes. And then whenever you come to St. Catharines, you gotta go by Beechwood Donuts and get yourself a really special treat. It's worth moving to St. Catharines just for a Beechwood Donut. Yeah, that pretty much takes care of the downtown. So let's go and do tours of a couple other little neighborhoods of St. Catharines and find out what some houses cost around in this area. So here we are in the Grantham area, or more specifically the Hague area of St. Catharines. All the homes are smaller, 1 story, 1.5, some 2-story homes. There are 2 houses on this street that I thought I'd show you, all in and around the $500,000 mark. This neighborhood is all reasonably priced, more affordable than most areas. Not everyone who moves to the Niagara region are moving here with selling their house, moving down here. Some are first-time home buyers. Some of them are downsizing, and this is a great place to do so. Right behind me here, it's on the market right now for $499,900. It's a 1.5 story, 2 bedrooms on the above ground, 1 in the basement, 1 bathroom. Lot size is 35 by 100 feet. It's a great little place. It's fully renovated inside. Everything from top to bottom is beautifully done. Next house that we're gonna stop by and take a look just from the outside is asking a little bit more, and that's $520,000. This house right behind me here. So 2+1, 1 bathroom, again, beautifully renovated, ready to go, and on a lot size of 35 by 100. As you can see in this neighborhood, there are all relatively smaller homes. Some are older and need of repair. Many others have been updated. So this price range, and there are many other areas in St. Catharines and all of Niagara where we can find homes under the $500,000 mark. But now let's go and take a look at some other houses at a higher price point, $500,000 to $1 million and over $1 million. And these are in one of my favorite areas of all in St. Catharines. Here we are in one of my all-time favorite areas in St. Catharines. I love this area. It's a great place to come. It's surrounded by water. It's right on Lake Ontario. Right over there you can see the stadium, the bleachers. That's for the rowing. St. Catharines is nationally famous, actually I would say world famous, for its rowers. We have a lot of gold medal rowers that have come through St. Catharines, and that stadium over there are where we can watch them train and even compete. Actually, one of the houses we've come here to, Port Dalhousie, which is in St. Catharines, is right over there. Just on the other side of that hill. I don't know if you can see it from here. I can see it at the White House up there. That's one of the houses we've come to see that are for sale in this area. Here in Port Dalhousie is some restaurants and some places to hang out. We have the Twisted Pig back there at the end over there. Shawarma, an antique shop, bookshop and cafe. Place to grab a book, read, and have a coffee as well. Captain's Cabin Cafe. Some other locations here for light shopping and eating. Right here by the water, by the park that I said, the peninsula, And over there we have the Marina. We're gonna go check that out right now before we go look at the other two more houses we wanna look at. In the summertime, all these boats and sailboats and motorboats docked here at the Marina, ready to hit the open waters. It's getting a little bit overcast, so you probably will not be able to see it on camera, but right straight out of my hand, my finger, is Toronto. So if you have a boat and live in St Catharines, Port Dalhousie, or if you know somebody who does, you can get to Toronto in about a half an hour straight across Lake Ontario. It's winter now, this is February, so as you can see, not a whole lot of snow, I should say March, which is one of the nice things about the Niagara region as well, is comparatively speaking to the rest of Ontario, we get considerably less snow than everybody else. So if snow is not your big thing, and the winter is not your most favorite time of year, Niagara, St. Catharines may be the place for you. But normally, all this snow is beach, beautiful beach area for all kinds of summer activity. In the summertime, this is a really happening place. And a beautiful park is right over there in front of that new condo. The condo is only about, I think, 5 or 6 years of age, and you can get a nice waterfront condo, 1-2 bedrooms for around $1 million on the water. They have a carousel, a merry-go-round, an old merry-go-round, still functioning. They maintain it for public use, and it's only, get this, 5 cents a ride. Actually, it's a donation. They asked for 5 cents. 5 cents per person to ride on this historic merry-go-round. This is a really cool place to come and visit, and even a cooler place to live here. So let's go and see what your money can buy here in Port Dalhousie. There's 2 houses I want to show you. Here we are in downtown Port Dalhousie. Remember, still in St. Catharines, but this is a little subdivision, beautiful, quaint little subdivision. On this particular street, on Lake Street, we have a whole bunch of nice little restaurants, great places, great eateries. Just around the corner, there's some other ones. We have a Balzac's coffee shop. We're gonna come right up beside it here. If you're looking for a nice little coffee shop, this is a great place. Been here a couple times with my wife here at Balzac's. And then we have Budapest bakery shop, chimney cakes, etc. I don't know what a chimney cake is. I've never even tried one. So I'm gonna go in and give it a shot. I'll tell you what it's like. I just came out of the Budapest bake shop, and they have given me this beautiful looking sandwich. It's a Hungarian street food made out of what they call a chimney cake. This is a ham sandwich in a chimney cake, a Hungarian street food that I found here being served at Port Dalhousie in St. Catharines. Never had one before. Let's give it a shot. Crunchy. Hey, that's really good. If you find yourself moving here to St. Catharines, more specifically Port Dalhousie, you gotta come to the Budapest Bake Shop and get one of these for sure. Delicious. I'm gonna get another bite. So the first house I wanna show you here in Port Dalhousie, St. Catharines, is a house I showed you when we were on the other side of this waterway. Hey, if you like fishing, see the ice fishing hut out there? Great place for fishing as well. This house here is a 2-story, 5-bedroom home, 2-bath. Nicely decorated, nicely ready to go on a lot size 57 by 77. Here it is. The best part about it is its view. Look at that, come on. How much do you think this house would go for? In Toronto? 2 million, maybe 2.5? How about, get ready, hold on to your hat, $899,900. That's right, $899,900. You can get this beautiful home right here on the water in Port Dalhousie, St. Catharines. Now I have one more house to show you, still here in Port Dalhousie, St. Catharines, and it is a little bit over $1 million. So let's go take a look at what $1.3 million can buy you here. So our last house here I want to show you here in Port Dalhousie, St. Catharines, is right here on the water, Lake Ontario. Overlooking the water is this 3-bedroom, 2-bath home, beautifully renovated inside, all ready for you to move right in. Top-notch quality finishes. And as I said, the best part is the view on the back side. Beautiful deck. We're gonna take a walk around. We can see the backyard from the end of this road here. This house is selling for $1,395,000. So that gives you a good idea of what houses are selling for here in the St. Catharines area, all the way from $500,000 or less. You can find a house here for that price, the $1,300,000 and higher, of course, if you want to get some larger homes, some larger property. There are $2 million homes in this area as well. So I had to come back here to show you the back of this house that we're looking at here in Port Dalhousie, St. Catharines, for $1,395,000. I want to come and show you the back side of it. That is right over my shoulder there, the tan home deck overlooking the lake. I had to come back a couple days later so that you could see what it looked like in the sunshine with the melting snow. So can you imagine sitting on your deck there and overlooking this beautiful scene every single day of your life? That's what you can get here in St. Catharines for $1,395,000 asking price. That pretty much ends our tour of the St. Catharines neighborhood. Let's go back to one of my favorite restaurants, little coffee shops, and we'll conclude this little tour. I'll share with you a little bit more about the current market of St. Catharines, a couple pros and cons, and have a tea or coffee or hot chocolate, whatever you want. Meet you over at the Mai Tai. But before we head back to the Mai Tai, again, today is a nicer day than it was a couple days ago when I did the original video. So I thought I'd stop here and show you this house here in the sunshine without the snow, and a little bit of this neighborhood tour in and around this home here for $1,395,000 in Port Dalhousie, St. Catharines. A nice little surprise for me heading back to my vehicle. Came across this house here just around the corner from the one that we just showed you at $13,995. And I thought, hey, why not take the time and show you what this house looks like? This one here for $1,199,000. 3-bedroom, 2-bath home. Beautiful, brand new home, under 5 years of age, steps away from the water of Lake Ontario. So for $1,199,000 asking price again, this house is available in this neighborhood of Port Dalhousie and or St. Catharines. Now, with no further ado, let's jump over to the Mai Tai and we'll conclude this tour for today. As I told you at the beginning of our video, I'm going to introduce you to one of my other favorite local spots. So here I am in front of the Mai Tai Café and Lounge. Great little spot for coffee, tea, a little bite to eat. So let's go in and we'll talk about the market and close up our video. So I got myself a cherry chocolate scone. Oh, I love that combination, cherry and chocolate. I'm thirsty today. So I also got one of my favorite drinks, a chai tea latte. But this one is iced. That hits the spot. But we're not necessarily here to see me eat and drink. We're here to talk about wrapping up our little tour of St. Catharines. But before we talk about the real estate here in St. Catharines, I thought we'd compare it a bit with the GTA. And we're gonna look at the prices of real estate in the GTA, and then we're gonna look at here in St. Catharines. The median price, we're gonna start actually with Newmarket, kind of the area where my wife used to live, where we used to live when we moved here. The median home sold for over $1,200,000 in February in Newmarket. The median price of the GTA, $1,040,000. If you want to go into Bradford, $1,027,000. Hamilton, it gets a little bit more inexpensive, a little bit more affordable. $757,000 was the median price of a home sold in February 2025 in Hamilton. Can you guess what the median price in St. Catharines is? Yes, it's less than $700,000, less than $600,000, $537,000, a median price of house sold in February last month. And that's down slightly from what it was the month before in January at around $540,000. The average house in all of Niagara goes for $525,000. So there's actually areas in Niagara region that have an average price under $500,000. One of the great bonuses and pros of coming and living in the Niagara region here, and specifically in St. Catharines, is the affordability of housing comparable to the rest of Ontario, especially Southern Ontario. So maybe you're looking at downsizing like Alan and I did. We downsized our mortgage, left Bradford, came to the Niagara region and got a bigger house, a bigger yard for less money. Or maybe you just want to have completely mortgage free up some money so that you can retire and travel and do all the other fun things that you want to do and have a peaceful lifestyle. St. Catharines may be the place you want to come to. Or maybe you like the couple we just met the other day when Ellen and I went to go look at a house. We're always looking at houses. And so we went by this house and ran into a couple who were sitting in front of the house, just looking at the house. They were visiting from Toronto, just sitting outside in their car. We came by, knocked on their window, said hi, introduced ourselves, ended up showing them that house and a couple of other houses because they're looking to be first-time home buyers coming from Toronto, finding the affordability of the Niagara region, and more specifically here in St. Catharines. Now, I don't want to give you false ideas of how beautiful and great St. Catharines it is. It is a great place. It is affordable. It has a really great community sense and feel, even though you have all the amenities of a city. But there are some drawbacks. Industry work is not as somewhat limited, and so a lot of people do commute to Toronto. My next video, we're going to look at the map and we're going to see more about what it is to travel back and forth from here to Toronto. It's not insane. It is doable. My daughter has done that. Again, first-time home buyer. A couple of years ago, was looking in the Hamilton area and found the affordability of the Niagara region the place to move to. But what is the market like right now in the St. Catharines area? Well, the Toronto area, we're seeing prices going down. The market is taking somewhat of a hit. That has not come into the Niagara region yet so much. St. Catharines had more houses come onto the market in January and February, but sales have dipped just slightly, ever so slightly, and the prices have come down a little bit from January. With all this turmoil and uncertainty, ups and downs of threats of tariffs, that has caused a great deal of anxiety in our economy, in our country, and that has reflected in our real estate as well. But there's still is an affordable place. And actually, if you're looking at being a first-time home buyer, it may be a great time to get into the market because prices may come down slightly, but they may not be this low forever again. So that's kind of the market in the St. Catharines area. We have plenty of houses on the market, around 135, 140 houses currently on market here in St. Catharines alone. A lot more throughout the Niagara region, and as I said, the average price median price is around $535,000. That's the market here in St. Catharines. So whether you're looking at moving this way in the next 9 days, the next 90 days, we're here to help you make that transition as smooth as possible. So send us a text, give us an email, give us a phone call. We can set something up. And don't forget to like and subscribe. Also turn on your notifications so that you'll be the first to hear of anything happening in all of the Niagara region and learn everything there is about living in this fantastic area. Thanks for stopping by. Thank you for watching our video, and we'll catch you the next time. Bye.